Hi guys! 2020 has been crazy for everyone, especially the second half for me because I had 3 book releases the second half of 2020. The first was Murder in Devil's Cove, which came out in August. That was the first book magic mystery. Then in September, Doe or Die came out, which is the 5th book in the Bread Shop mystery series. And today, November 10th, is the release of The Secret on Rum Runner's Lane. Try and say that 3 times fast. It's pretty much a tongue twister. The Secret on Rum Runner's Lane, which is a book magic mini mystery. So if you've read the Murder on Devil's Cove book, then you've gotten to know Pippin and Gray. Lane Hawthorne. Hawthorne is their last name. Pippin, like all the women in the Lane family, is a bibliomancer. So Pippin and Gray, named after J.R.R. Tolkien books, or characters rather, inherit their parents' old house on the fictional island of Devil's Cove on the Outer Banks. And they go about starting to renovate and kind of reacclimate to the town that was their hometown once upon a time. And an old crime comes to light, and stuff about their father happens, and Pippin has to learn how to be a bibliomancer, which is something she does not know how to do. So in that story, the very first part of it, the prologue, we get to meet Cassie very briefly, and Cassie is Pippin and Gray's mother. And after I finished writing the book and throughout, I became really fascinated about Cassie and wanted to know more about her story and what led her from Laurel Point and Cape Misery in Oregon on the coast there, all the way across the country to the Outer Banks. And I decided to write it. So this is the first book magic mini mystery. So it's a novella. It's about 22,000 to 23,000 words, which is 120 pages or so. So it's a quicker read, and as Wendy and I go along, Wendy Lynn Watson, who is writing this series with me, we're doing this together, and she's telling the story that takes place on the Oregon coast, and I'm telling the story that takes place on the Outer Banks. We're going to intersperse these mini mysteries to introduce and take you through some of the previous characters all the way back to where this curse starts in the 1st century. So we have a long ways to go, but it's going to be really fascinating and cool. Anyway, The Secret on Rum Runner's Lane begins Cassie's story, and we get the meet cute of when she and Leo first meet. We get to meet other characters that are going to be ongoing, or that were introduced in Murder in Devil's Cove, like Hattie Juniper Pickle, like Salty Gallagher, and then of course Leo. So that's kind of fun to see the origin story kind of how they came into Pippin's life. So grab yourself a copy of The Secret on Rum Runner's Lane. Try and say that. And I hope you love it. I really, really do. It's been so much fun writing this series, and then to get to go back in time and see Cassie's story too. So grab a copy and happy reading.